Hello and welcome. I'm Ebony.
And now I'm caught off guard. I'm Nico, the normal one.
I'm tired.
And we are EboNics Podcast.
Yes, we are.
Where we're building a language around life, love, and legacy.
You got a wink.
At the Latin on there? Okay, I got you. Ready? Where we build a language around life, love, and legacy.
Ding. We're resynced. Where's the in sync?
That was good.
Ba-bum.
What's new? You remember?
Learned, yes,
Okay.
that tramp used to mean homeless. I didn't know that.
Lady and the Tramp. Remember
Makes
the dog?
so much more sense. I was like, who the hoe? I don't get it.
Who the hoe?
Hoo-doo!
Oh, who the
get it.
hoe? Oh my gosh. Okay.
Now I get it. And that's the example they used.
The dog? Yeah.
The movie.
Well, the movie, for sure.
That was fun. I had a long day.
But who taught you this word? Where'd you learn this?
Versus. All that Squadcast versus.
Okay. Wasn't expecting that. I was like, oh, the word came across my dictionary app. And
It's a screensaver, not nap.
sorry, excuse me. Got that wrong. Can't believe I did that.
Yep.
That's dope. That's the highlight of your day that you learned.
Cooked dinner twice this week.
You did.
That's very new.
I appreciate you. Thank God for, what was that? Green Chef?
HelloFresh.
HelloFresh.
This is not an ad.
It's not. But shout out to you using them. Making our lives a little easier.
Thanks.
Straight up.
Okay, go.
Hey, Nico. Yes, Nico.
What's
new with you? Glad you asked, Nico. Because somebody left me. I am this close to have. It's not important now. I'm saying it's clearly.
Come on,
I
care.
It's not anything
I
big.
care.
We 2 days away from me having a show.
You already have a show.
I got a show, but the world knowing about the show.
They know about it. It premieres.
My show about to come out, y'all. It's coming out soon on Wednesday. I'm excited.
Tomorrow, when this is live.
Yeah, it comes out tomorrow. Boom, there you go. Go to Nico Shump. You'll find me.
On
Boom.
YouTube.
And you
Some
can
people
find me.
listen, babe.
Boom. As a matter of fact, we'll put the link up here.
You edit, whatever.
I'll do it. I'll put the link right up here. But don't go to it till Wednesday. I'm going to put the link on her Wednesday.
What?
I could put the link on her Wednesday.
You're the editor.
When the show comes out, I'm going to put the link right here, okay? It'll be available Wednesday. They get it.
That's all that matters.
Yep.
I've seen it.
Yeah, man. So we're moving forward. Got some cool stuff happening. And we're just, we're going forward. 2021, baby. Pivot. So what we talking about today?
We're talking about feeling disconnected from your spouse. How does it feel?
Was that a question?
Yeah.
How does it feel to be separated? It sucks.
Separation and disconnected mean two completely different things in marriage.
That's true. Disconnected. When you feel disconnected. It sucks. I think this go round, even though we feel disconnected, we feel connected in other ways. So that's the thing that's saving us.
That would have been in your eye.
You almost blew my eye off. You blew the thought away.
Does it smell like flotas?
And feel like flotas.
Is peppers in your eye?
It's just a little spit. Just a little. That was not a dry wind. That blow was wet.
Sorry.
Just trying to get the saliva off my eyeball. You're good.
Okay.
We've been feeling disconnected in certain areas. So we want to share with y'all. We want to talk to y'all about where we are. What's the Shump situation?
Situation sounds terrible.
What you mean? It's our situation.
You put an S in the beginning. Sounds
What's going
crappy.
on with our situation? Shump situation.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Anyway, does it ever make, when we're disconnected, does it ever make you feel like, man, I should have married her? This wasn't the right move.
I shouldn't have married her?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dag. I didn't know that.
Really?
No.
How did it make you feel hearing that?
Shocked.
Why?
And appalled.
Really?
Really.
So, hear me out. You know this, but clearly it just ain't really settled in. So maybe this will help you. I had no plans of being married before you.
I knew that.
Okay. So, if we ain't gelling.
Lot Magellan.
And yeah, even though we're almost 10 years in, like, I still be like, boom. I still be like, yo, if I'm going to feel like this, I could have just stayed by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't I haven't really done it with so many people to like been committed to so many people to where it's just like, okay, we have our moments or whatever. This is still just like, dang, you're my first person I've ever been with for 10 years.
I mean, you too.
I mean, but you're also the first person I've been with for 2 years.
Okay.
So I'm also looking at other relationships like, oh, well, their fire died out and their fire died out. So it's also a thing. So I don't know. It's just one of those things that crosses my mind. Sometimes I'm like, I could really do this by myself, or I could have.
Do it.
Which is be here by myself and just be in the same position, like not being loved on, not feeling pursued, or whatever the situation is. You know, I can be bad all by myself, quote unquote.
I don't think your life would be as dope, but I'm biased.
You are. I think it'd be a different type of dope. Your turn. How does it feel when we are disconnected?
It just feels seasonal. It's not exciting. It's just kind of like, how long is this one gonna take?
I give you that.
What?
But I think that's because we've been through it before, and we're like, this is a season. We recognize that this isn't where we're going to stay. So I give you that.
Do you think that's unique to us?
No.
I'm just making sure.
But I think some people get lost in the fight. Like they get so wrapped up in the situation that they're not taking, stepping back and like, okay, let me see what's really going on here. For us, I could have been mad at you and just been like, you're not doing X, Y, and Z. You could be mad at me saying you're not doing X, Y, Z, but instead we're like, but we've been we've disconnected. Something's missing. Something's off. But we are moving forward in this area, So it's like that's the wisdom of hitting our heads and going to therapy and learning these different tools. Everybody don't have those.
So is it easy, do you think, in our experience, to like catch when those seasons are coming? Or do you think we get in them and are like, dang, how do we get here? Or both?
I think it's just because we're like we're only a year into therapy life.
Mm-hmm.
It's less of how do we get here again, like that. Why are we dealing with this still type situation? It's like, okay, how do we get here to avoid being here in the first place, or just practicing awareness, which we necessarily didn't have. Those same tools to be like, hey, how are you feeling? Like, I'm here because of this. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe I should speak to this issue before it gets me here next time. Like, we haven't been given those tools before.
Mm-hmm.
I think new Shumps are like, all right, okay, so this is the issue. Okay, we recognize the issue. Let's sit down and then let's attack it. So it's no longer an issue. That's what we've been doing the past few arguments. That big fight, not necessarily a fight, but big situation about the poem and you trying to say something that wasn't really communicated or whatever. That mug, if we didn't have the tools we have, would have been
a disaster.
A deal breaker. Or at least I need some time to breathe type situation for us. But I think we handled that in an amazing way, and that showed me that, okay, we can face some stuff before any of us trying to throw in a towel. You don't never think about leaving me?
No.
You just be like, we stuck and we done. That's great. It's almost like, even though we've both seen a lot of messy marriages and relationships, my mind goes there as the way out to protect myself. Mm-hmm. What does your mind do?
I don't know. I just don't super struggle with knowing things are temporary. Really? I don't think I've ever been in a scenario where I'm like, this is forever.
But I feel like
porn in the beginning, but there's no other example where I was like, I have to deal with this for the rest of my life. I can't do it. I'm leaving.
You can see it there, but you can't see it in other areas of life. Always.
I always see it. That don't mean I'm finna just chill.
Okay.
The causes of getting disconnected from your spouse happen slowly over time. The examples I have that can lead to it are someone feeling triggered, someone feeling attacked, someone feeling lonely or ignored, someone feeling like they weren't advocated for or supported, someone hiding something, or trauma in the relationship. What do you identify with most in this list?
In this season, right now?
In our history or in this season?
Oh, pretty much all of them. I felt triggered, I felt attacked, I felt lonely and ignored, I felt not feeling it. Yeah, supported. I hid some stuff. Definitely had trauma with relationship, past and present one.
Okay, well, this one. Jeez.
You asked. I'm like, all of them. We felt it all. And this one right here is just.
Or something that's not on here.
No, I'll say like lonely, ignored. I don't necessarily know what support. That's not it, but more like lonely and ignored.
How?
We have the tendency to get into these tunnel visions, and we're just focused on these things. Mm-hmm. And during that time, I don't know what I need to do to be like, hey, can we can I have some attention, like physical, like whatever it is? Can we be intentional and just hold each other? Can we have sex? Can we do something? Um,
You said you don't know how to say that?
no, because all the time, like if I be so busy, I'd be like, I, I'm still struggling with the lack of spontaneity in our sex life because I get it. Sex ain't gonna always be like the movies and stuff like that. That's very rare. Um, but I love the romantic, um, right here, right now type situation. Like, and I'm not saying like this is something that I made up. We used to have that, like it used to be have your outfits or whatever, whatever, and you be waiting on me. I get it. The kid situation is a little different, but you can still wait for
It's a
me in the
lot
room.
different.
It's just less of that, a lot less of that, and even if it's like on some let's plan it, I have to be the one that seems like to initiate the planning and stuff. So it's just like I have to ask for love. It seems like a really weak, messed up thing to do. So I have feelings toward even the act of doing that, which would give me what I could basically give me what I need, So I'm sorry. So a few times, like I was hinting around it, like being real passive, in hopes to not have to do that because if I ask, then I'm mad at the fact that I had to open my mouth to even ask this of you to the point where I don't even want it. Like it's almost like don't pity me, don't give me pity sex or whatever. Like I just want natural connection, authentic connection. Like I'm loving you so much that it causes you to, but I'm just like clearly what I'm doing or what we're doing right here is not those things that fill your tank enough to where you're like remembering to love on me or something like that. That makes sense.
I get what you're saying. I don't get why you think it's weak or whatever words you used. I still don't get that, but it's not for me to get.
So it's like if I think like that should be expected. And it's not, it's like I've said it before, like, yo, I desire sex more than you.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean, are you telling me because of that, I have to tell you every time I want sex?
No.
So when will you, out of your own thinking of like, oh, you know what? We haven't had sex in a while. When is that gonna kick in to show like initially? Like when do you make it a priority on your list to do it? Because we didn't have any sex over December, and I'm just like, this is with me not saying anything and just leaving it totally up to you. And if I leave it totally up to you, the chance of it happening is slim to none. So that's why I'll be like, Doc, if I literally don't say nothing, she wouldn't trip off this, for the most part. So that'd be me just like, okay, I gotta ask this girl or tell her that I need some sex or I need some
I'll just
intimacy.
put it on my calendar. My libido's down. I'm not gonna even register.
But what feeds your libido? Like what gets you in the mood? So this is like I'm fighting a battle that I don't know how to win. Like or with the tools that I don't even know what are the right tools and stuff. So it's like I don't know what to do. So therefore it's the ball's in your court. What do I need to do? Do I have to say, hey, shoot it, hey, do something, pass it back or whatever? Like it's just like ball's in your court and you're not even doing nothing with it. I don't know what to do to spur you on to get the outcome that I want. Do I just need to be like, hey, can we have sex?
Why not?
Because like I said, it just feels like as many times as we've had the conversation, I'm just like, hey, ain't nothing changed over here. You just need a reminder just because
I already told you. I'll just put it on my calendar.
Moving forward.
If I'm not thinking about it, how do I remember it? Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
I don't think about putting my clothes away in certain spots. Just right off the back, I don't naturally, but I do know that Ebony likes it for me to put stuff here, and there. How many times am I?
You don't even put the laundry up. This don't
I'm
even
not talking
make
about
sense.
clothes. I'm talking about like if I take off something, I got my jacket right there. Like you hate it when my stuff is just randomly laying down somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
How many times do I do that? I do it a lot still.
Daily.
How many times do I hang up stuff or move it because I know you want it put up though?
I don't know.
Okay, well, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I do it because I know that this is what you know. I'm like, oh, let me catch myself. Boom, let me take this. Boom, put it away and make it happen. That's not how you approaching this situation. It's like, oh, because even though I've said it, it's nothing in your radar that says, yoo-hoo, like, you ain't had sex with your husband, you ain't broke him off some, like, you ain't even checked on him, you ain't even asked him about it, how you doing, like, none of that's happened, even though we've had several conversations on, like, hey, this is how I think, this is what I need. So I'm like, do I need to go back and say again, hey, I need some love over here? Like, if that's what I need, tell me so I can, like, prep myself, I guess, like, I gotta remind this girl that she needs to love on her husband in a way that he feels loved. Because I'm not saying that you don't. I'm just saying, like, even though I've shared this before you many times, you still don't be like, hey, let me love on my husband in that way. And because of that, like, we're here again. Like, and it's like disconnected. But also, have I been doing anything to you that makes you feel like connected also?
I can't think of anything specific.
Have you felt connected?
No, that's how this conversation started.
But I'm saying, I just want to you know I haven't felt connected. And mostly it's because we haven't had sex. That's what I'm bringing to the table. And I'm like, hey, not to put the fault on you, but just knowing that this is an area that I know you have authority or like you have control, say so, whatever, how this go. You're not giving me anything to show me that I'm doing anything wrong. So therefore, the only thing that needs to be worked on, are we saying, is the sex thing?
The best way for me to feel connected is for us to be talking, planning, whatever, with no distractions. No phones, preferably no kids. So no, that has not happened in a while.
What?
No. Do you have more thoughts?
I know for sure that we've had several times of us planning without the kids, but they haven't been enough for you to where you feel connected or loved. That's just like if you say you wanted me to spend time with you and I was on my phone and stuff like that, it doesn't really count. Clearly, the little moments that we had wasn't enough to where it counted for you. So I'll just have to take that. I mean, it's not like I knew that that's what you needed in order for us to feel connected. As far as our planning to be away from the kids, like I thought those were just like dream dates or something like that.
Not just planning, conversations, period.
Really?
Okay. I feel like I know for a fact we've also had this conversation.
What, to have the kids away?
To have non-distracted interactions.
I think so far the only thing that I knew was like she don't want me to be on the phone. As far as the kids, I don't think I've considered that a problem or like a hindrance. Like many times we've had conversations and the kids have come up, I didn't know that was a distraction for you. Now I know to add that to the list, and it's just like that right there will make her feel tended to or prioritized or what. So I can make you feel or help us feel connected by doing what for you? Setting up more time to where we're alone, talking and planning?
Yep.
Have you always known that?
I figured that out in the townhouse, which is why I know we've talked about this before. That was years ago.
But we didn't have kids in the townhouse, so I don't know if I, like I said, recall kids being part of that list. And we've talked about the townhouse was the phone situation,
You
which
asking me, did I know kids were on the list?
yeah, I'm because I didn't know kids were on the list. So that's why I'm like, is this a new thing? Have we talked about that part of it? I didn't know if it was.
I don't know if we have.
Have you asked me for that or to create that kind of space lately?
I always try to find somewhere for them to go.
Have you communicate that with me? I'm saying to like, this is what I need for us. We need this. Like, can you do this? Have you asked me for those things?
I think I have. I don't think I said. I know I've asked for to have them removed. I don't think I said because it interrupts our connection.
Just trying to see if like I have dropped the ball on where I didn't deliver, you know? Didn't know if it was like a passive situation or it was just something that like, hey, oh, you might have asked for it, but I didn't know that the reasoning behind it was because or blah blah blah. Or I just you have said I need a break. We both be like, I need a break or whatever when we drop them kids off, something like that. That's cool. I didn't know that that tied to us. Like I just thought they were just being a lot, like annoying little kids that they've been. So this is news.
Anything that is pulling my energy is going to leave me with less to give to anyone, which includes you.
I feel it.
I'm just saying, if something is like draining the hell out of me, to add it to the list.
But I'm saying I don't know what all the things are. And depending on the day, the kids don't even be draining you. You be like, me and the kids over here, or like be nice and like for some reason your patience kick in when mine be through the floor. Like so I don't be knowing where you are because you haven't done the same thing. I guess I haven't. It's just like, hey, I need this X, Y, and Z because I'm feeling this way or whatever. Um, so that's the best way I can kind of call it. Like we're doing the same thing. I guess wasn't doing the same things. Speaking about, hey, let another person in on this specific thing could help me because I'm feeling X, Y, and Z. Because I didn't even know the kids were in between us that much to you. I've been blocking. I'm the cock blockers.
Yep.
So do you want to stay home more or not?
More than right now?
Yeah. Eb has a full-time job, so she's not a stay-at-home mom. But she often says things about wanting to be home and wanting to be with the kids, but a lot of times, especially after so much time with being with them, they become annoying. And it's
I
just
don't
something like you've
think
been
we
annoyed with them lately.
have done well with a routine for them. So they be all over the place. They don't have no way to get their energy out, so they're insane.
What do you mean? So they need to be able to like go outside or something like that to get energy out versus playing?
Yeah. I feel like they need a recess. I feel like they need to not be stimulated at bedtime. It's a lot of things that I want to do, and I don't have the time or energy after I get off.
What I don't want is your new job to be the kids, and now they are draining your time and energy.
They do it anyway.
So that's why I'm like, how can I? What do you want? What do I give you more time with them so they can drain you? Like, I don't know what the ask is or the solution. Because my ultimate goal is to be able to free you up to where you can be home. But if you're saying right now the kids, you need a break from the kids, do I free you up to give you more time, or do I just free you up so you can deal with them how you want?
Free me up and give me a nanny so we can share them. That's your ideal situation.
That's your ideal situation?
Yours. If you want me at my best, that's your ideal situation.
Oh, man.
Do you think we're good at looking for signs? And if we do figure them out, I know you prefer to address them in the moment. Is that accurate?
No, not necessarily.
What's the difference between when you do and when you don't?
I have learned that sometimes it's best if we let things breathe. Now I'm like, look, let's do whatever we got to do so that when we do come together and we can squash it, really talk through it.
I think I've done that. Let's talk about it right now. But you're never satisfied with what I can give you in the right now. It'd be real sparse. You be getting like this much because I don't know where I be.
So why I don't even want to have a conversation if you don't have much for me. That's what I'm like. I wish you had the answers.
A conversation where I didn't have much for you. You would have preferred we didn't have that conversation?
No, my thing is when I'm talking to you, you be doing this. To me, that looks like you're thinking. And I'm like, what you got in your head? Nothing. And I'm like, okay. To me, it looks like you're thinking. Or to me, if I would have heard something like that, I probably would have had something to say. But we're two different people. That's why I'm like,
dialogue.
I'm also like trying to walk you through the conversation and just like give you the help you better formulate a thought or something like that. Whatever I need to do to help you with the conversation. So, but you may come to me in 2 days like, this is what I actually thought. This is what I have about that situation. And I got to sit down with it again versus the time that we kind of had where we could have had some back and forth. It was just more one-sided. And I'm like, I'll get the answers in a couple of days. So.
Is that annoying?
It's weird. But it's only weird because it's not my norm. You don't see nothing. What's your thoughts right now? You ain't got no thoughts right now?
That's unfortunate.
What?
I be wishing I could give you what you wanted. I feel like I'm not wired to be the communicator that you wish I was.
You're not wired to be the communicator that I wish you were.
Yeah. I never have been.
Our communication it's a struggle because we think differently. But when we finally talk and iron through the things, I think it's great. It's just that always initial. Especially if I'm dropping off something. Oh,
if you're dropping off something.
I'm sorry, slang. If I'm communicating something with you, if I'm sharing something new with you, that mug is going to download for a while. Process. I'm trying to download new iPhone 11 Pro stuff to an iPhone 7. And it's like, it's going to take a while. But then when you finally get it, and
But that don't make them like me no more. I have to big up myself. Come on, go ahead.
yeah, you feel like I'm putting you down?
No.
What you feel
it
like?
Still sucks.
You sound like you just want. This not this the second time that you learned something that sounds like it's like a blow or something.
This is not new information. It just blows.
Why does it blow? We don't think the same.
We don't process information the same.
Whatever. We don't even talk the same, clearly. So when I say stuff, I be feeling like I take the whole unnecessary lap.
You do.
To get to here. Because most of the time I still be thinking. That's why I be trying to like take my time and process. But it's just weird to do it on here because if I don't say anything, it's just dead silence. And the people think like, what's wrong? What's going on?
Silence still freak you out?
No, I think the silence freaks me out when we got somebody listening and they're expecting to hear something. It's just like,
if you need to process, I'll say we're still here, guys.
Okay. All right, we'll see.
We're processing. Existing in the silence.
Maybe I start saying like, you know what? I'm processing. I'm still here processing, y'all. I mean, I don't mind saying that. But I just don't want to add to the silence that you already give. So.
People need to practice silence more often. I'm an advocate for silence.
Well, we're not here offering the people silence. Just want to give them our thoughts. And if you don't have thoughts, it's like, huh. I got to pick up the slack. I'll be like, oh, you have no thoughts on that? Okay.
Nope. How can we come up with a plan in advance? I feel like we would need so many different kind of plans.
For what?
For once you like notice we're in are we in a rut? I don't even know if that's the right word. When we feel disconnected, what is our go-to move?
Why? Which is the new tool. Figure out the why. Like, how did we get here? Why are we in a rut?
So we're in a rut?
I say we're in a rut.
Ugh.
I don't want to be here. We can't continue on like this. It would turn bad. Right now we're like, hey, we're not in a good space. Like, this is like warning situation, like caution. If we don't make no changes, it could do more damage than anything than good just staying here, coasting alone.
That makes sense.
But that's why I'm like, it has to be
it's
something.
Why? That's our first.
Yeah, why? Like, or how do we get here? So it's how. All right. What are you thinking about? Like, was that the answer? I know that I didn't need to let that process, did I? She's still processing, guys.
No, I just heard the word how in an accent. Ain't that a word in another language?
How?
Yeah.
I think that's like hi in a Native American. Like, I don't know.
That's what happened.
All right.
How? I'm there. I'm here.
Where are you?
Here.
Okay. How did we get here? So how did we get here, Ed?
No sex, apparently.
Apparently, you haven't been given quiet time with no distractions. Or planning time with no distractions.
Signs that you're in a rut. Spending less time together, increased conflict, less physical touch, silence in the same room, pangs of loneliness, being disengaged or distracted during conversations, wondering if you matter to your spouse at all, little to no sex, full shutdown.
These are our signs or just signs, period?
No, just signs.
How many of those you think we got? Or are you feeling?
I don't feel conflict. I guess the physical touch and sex kind of go together. We're not silent in the same room. I don't feel lonely. I don't wonder if I matter to you. I'm not shut down. I don't feel distracted in conversations either.
I would say we not silent in the same room. We're just not having conversations with each other. I'm listening to Clubhouse meetings. You on the phone. Like, it all depends. It's just not me and you engaging. But when we do, it's on some planning in the future stuff. Like, you take our plans away and replace it with something else, this month might just be tough. We be unhappy.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say.
You're saying you're grateful that we're united, even though we're disconnected?
Yeah.
Okay. I keep wondering, like, why would we replace it with something bad? What are you talking about?
Because I'm like, we're disconnected, but we're good. Like, it hasn't gotten to a place, like, because we're disconnected don't necessarily mean we're doing bad. Like, no, we just...
There's no bitterness or nothing,
right.
I don't think.
But it's some people that be like, we're disconnected because I'm angry with you. Like,
we've been there.
We've been there for the same reasons. Because you haven't been doing this and you haven't been doing that, but our approach to it and our awareness is just different place. A little more mature. So, therefore, we're not... we're okay.
Going for great.
Going for it. Let's work on some of these situations. I still want to... Clearly, I need to deal with the whole asking for sex thing.
I think I have something in here about explicitly stating your needs, not hinting at or whatever. Okay. Yes. So if you're in a rut, the hinting is that's irritating to me. You asking is irritating, and hence is like, what?
Me asking is irritating
to you.
To me. And me hinting to you is annoying. You rather I ask.
Yeah. Or just go for it. I don't know how it's going to end up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to just go for it and it not work. I'd rather you be doing the work to where if I go for it, it's
what
like...
What is the work? Or you don't know?
That's what I asked you. What is it that I need to do that puts it in your brain that he needs this?
I just need some pills.
What you need, like a lady Viagra pills? Do they even make them? Do they make like a pink chew?
I don't know. I don't think blue chew helps with arousal. I think that just helps with erections.
I don't know. This is me asking you or saying that, hey, it's not 100% on you because you haven't crossed over to my side and be like, hey, here's the sex. It's also up to me to create an atmosphere that puts you into the mood. The problem is, every time I ask them, like, what are those things? How can I help set you up to where you at least know this is on my radar? You don't have nothing for me, and I'm left shooting in the dark.
I feel like we've talked. I know we have.
Mm-hmm.
I could give you a list today, and then it'll be different tomorrow. So I don't know. I'm just gonna do it. I don't know
Just
the
gonna do
quality.
what?
You.
Okay.
So if it's a C minus, just I passed.
You passed.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the only sex you're giving me, a C minus.
That's not gonna be my goal. But if I'm setting alarms on my phone.
Are you settling?
It's just gonna say do them.
How about you set an alarm that says, "Hey, prepare yourself to do him." She used to. We've talked about this. You said you let the people know that I'm one of them students that just like, hey, how much I got to do to just get past. Like when I was in high school, I got to a point where I was just like, look, I don't care about none of this, and I did the bare minimum to get by. Mm-hmm. That's what that just sounded like. I'm gonna put it on my calendar. You're gonna get this potentially subpar situation, and be happy.
Potentially. Might be great.
But I'm saying, why would you even just settle for that when we can, instead of setting an alarm that says, give them some. Hey, get your mind ready. Do what you have to do. Figure out your awareness. What things are in the way. What's not. What's making you feel good, you know?
So if my awareness is my body doesn't want sex today, then what do I do?
What about tomorrow? What about the next day? And if it's on that, hey, it's been a week, then let's, hey, communicate the fact that my body hasn't been wanting it, but I know your body may want it. I just want to give you a heads up that that's where I am.
Cool.
And look, I'll give you this instead. That's cool versus saying like, the alarm just went off. Well, take this subpar P.
You just gave the heart behind what I said, because my body goes weeks at a time without wanting it.
My body goes weeks at a time without wanting to do whatever. Like, but it's prepping myself, doing things out of service for my spouse.
All right.
And do you ever feel like I do something like, oh?
Yes.
What?
Everything.
I do everything out of,
Not like, all the time. You've done everything like, let me just do this. Because she don't feel like it, she's tired, or it just needs to be done.
And how do I do it?
Silently.
It's like, do you ever feel like, well, hey, don't do it then for me? If I'm going to be doing it with that attitude?
No.
So it's the fact that you recognize that I'll be like, okay, let me do it. And whatever that is, I'm just trying to see whatever that is, do I do it just half-assed or do I do it? Like,
I don't know. I just know it get done and you didn't want to do it.
Okay. My thing is, compared it to this situation, because even if I do, some stuff I'll be like, she sleep. So there ain't no way that you even know that what kind of attitude I'm doing it out of. Mm-hmm. A lot of times you know that this stuff gets done and you don't have to worry about it. You've been served, loved on, whatever. I would love to see that kind of attitude toward this situation.
I had that attitude and you got sick of 3 a.m. I was doing great. And you was like, I'm tired.
Oh,
I don't want this.
It'd be like, we can have sex right now. You'd be like, or we can take a nap and then we'll wake up in the middle of the night knowing that you don't wake up.
Best.
Knowing that you don't wake up with the kids. I wake up.
All I'm telling you
I'd be going to sleep. I'd be like, sleep.
I gave my best and it was inconvenient.
Your best is at a time that is my worst.
So we don't do that anymore.
We don't do what anymore? Yeah, but then I was just like, we ain't did it at all anymore.
It's several times I've been up at 3 and I was like, well, you said leave him alone.
This girl be like, sleep through everything. All the wine and all the daddies crawling over her to get to me, waking me up because I'm a light sleeper. When I finally get them back in their bed or whatever, and I get into whatever zone, here she come grinding on me, and I'm supposed to give her zombie sex.
So you might get the zombie.
Hmm?
Instead of you being the zombie, you might be sleeping with one.
What's next?
Address it so it doesn't just grow and grow and grow and then explode. Be committed, patient, and persistent on both sides. Share your feelings using I statements, not you statements. Listen to understand, not to respond. Communicate your needs. Some people need space to process because crowding them can make them overwhelmed, anxious, or annoyed. And some people like to be engaged in the moment and process out loud.
That's all you do after you address the ruts. Okay. Rutness, that's what you said?
Yeah, I made it up.
Okay,
I don't
rutness.
like it.
Why?
It's a trash word.
Rut?
Rutness. That's stupid.
I thought you just made the word up.
I did. I don't like it.
So leave it alone. Don't use it. It's not a word. What?
That's why I stopped saying it.
You said it to me. I'm like, well, okay. All right. Whatever. Trying to use your terms. You don't like the terms. Why are we even using the terms?
First thing that came to mind, good God, is 1051.
Is that the first thing that came to your mind? Or did you just jump to a different thought?
No, I'm saying. You just got it. It's 1051. Rutness is all I had. Things you can practice. Daily touch. It can be sexual or non-sexual, depending on the situations. Hold hands, back rub, make out, sleep naked, penetrate. Take interest in your spouse. Ditch the how was your day and ask more specific questions.
Let me give you this. Let me share this because the way to fix sex for me is not to sleep naked, to touch me and like.
I said depending on the situation.
I just want to let you know, just not that situation.
Okay.
This is like if we're angry and we kind of are. I don't really want to be by you, like way to kind of like slowly get to the point to where I want your company or whatever. That's cool, but that's not how we cure it. Not having sex, that'll frustrate me.
Ask questions like, I know blank has been weighing on you for a few days. How are you feeling about it now? When's the last time you really laughed? What was it about? Recall happy memories, make new ones. Express gratitude and affirm your spouse for what is going well.
What's going well?
Your show comes out tomorrow.
That's all you got? How are we doing well if that's all that's going well?
I am exhausted. I don't feel lonely or none of that other stuff that was on that list. I know you care about me. I don't wonder, do I matter at all? I think you are intentional with trying to give me rest and yeah. I'm kind of spoiled. Not kind of. I'm pretty spoiled. You're great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. These are things you can put into practice once you realize you're in a rut and you're working on it.
Okay.
Daily touch, if appropriate, sexual or non-sexual, depending on what's going on. Take an interest in your spouse. Instead of just saying, "How's your day?" you could say, "I know blank has been weighing on you. How are you feeling now?" Recall happy memories and make new ones. Express gratitude and affirm your spouse. There's several more, I'm sure. That's just examples.
Did you pick those just because you thought they would work in our relationship?
No.
So I'm saying, are those things, would they hold truth for you? Like if I were to do those things, you would feel better?
Depending on the situation, I don't want you to touch me. Or I don't want to touch you.
So do you communicate that? How does that work?
I feel like you know that. I think my body language communicates it. I don't know if I say, "Don't touch me."
I think that'd be great
I don't think I've ever had to. You be knowing.
Yeah, but still, I would just much rather know, like, hey, I need some time to not be touched.
Okay.
So that way I'm not assuming. Because a lot of times I do know, but I don't know when it comes to be clear.
That makes sense. You always take an interest in my day. Recall happy memories or make new ones. Would this make me feel better? Yes. Yes. If I want to be around you.
I'm about to say, because sometimes you just be like, that make you mad. Just
what?
The good memories, I don't know, you'd be like, oh, why he do that or whatever. Like,
what?
We could be doing this right now, but
yeah,
he did
we could be somewhere happy. And you trashed it.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm not super big on words of affirmation. So I don't know. Gratitude will probably do more for me than affirmation.
Express gratitude. Like, I'm thankful for you.
Yeah. Thanks for filling the blank.
Okay.
That's better to me than saying, "Hey, you're dope."
Hey, you're dope for?
Nah. It's not the same.
Okay. So not affirming your looks, but something that you've done, like the acts of service piece?
Yeah.
Okay.
Affirm my acts of service.
Yeah. We have some things that we're going to implement for ourselves because this is a live situation. This isn't one of those, hey, this is what you look out for if you ever know. We in a rut. We're not beefing, right? Okay, we're not beefing.
We might be beefing now. You're ruddier than me.
What you mean?
You're ruddier.
I'm ruddier? You and these words, Doc. Okay. I'm unhappy. I'm more unhappy.
I'm not unhappy.
So I'm unhappy and you're not.
Yeah.
Are you pleased with where we were or where we are?
It's hard not to compare it to where we've been. I'm doing all right.
Okay.
Man, we've been in way darker places. I'm just kind of like, this ain't that bad yet.
Because it's been 1 month?
Just close. I'm so exhausted physically and with this conversation.
Well, we got some work to do, clearly. So we definitely going to be looking over the list and talking through some stuff so we can figure out how to get out the rut. Most of it may come with rest because we've been yawning throughout this episode. So if you have been in a rut, or if you're in a rut, know you're not alone. And there's ways to get out of it. You just need to be willing to do the work. So we're here for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and we will include you guys on the journey, as always. So hope you got a lot of takeaway from this episode. Hopefully it was clear, because this was like working through live issues, straight up. So make sure you comment below if you feel me, if she tripping, or vice versa. No, vice versa. But yeah, like this video, subscribe, of course. Make sure you ring the notification bell so you can stay in the know when new videos drop. Please join our Patreon so that we can continue to create more content. And yeah, till next time.